Okay, people. Same day. Pickles are there. I didn't boil them for 10 minutes. I boiled them for about 5. And it went past 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Because if you do it at 5 minutes at 185, 180 degrees Fahrenheit, it helps to keep the pickles crisp. Because if you boil them like a vegetable for too long, they get soft, regardless of what you do, whether you use grapevine leaves or this other stuff, because you're actually cooking a vegetable. But besides that point, people, I'd just like to mention that a house over there, I asked the guy yesterday how much he's selling his house for. He said, $1.5 million, I'm talking. I said, oh. I said, what are the offers? I don't want to talk about it. I've been here for 30 years. It's time to move on. I'm like, oh, okay. If I get it, I get it. I said, oh, okay. The other day, walking down 132, another woman standing out there with a sign on her for her property for sale. And I asked her, can you please remove yourself? Thank you. And I asked her, I said, well, how much are you selling your property for? $1.4 million. I said, oh, really? She goes, yeah. She said, the realtor, the one that's got signs on the majority of the houses out here, 25 houses later, she's going from door to door to door, talking to owner to owner to owner. She's Chinese, people, telling them that put it up for sale. There's a really good chance you're going to get $1.4 million for your house. And this woman said, it needs to be demolished. But if I get it, I get it. Because I have no money. That's what she said. The market's hot right now. Because I said, well, you know, what you going to do? Oh, I don't know. Going to people moving into condos. Because they're buying them. I can't move into a condo, people. I can't move anywhere. I am so stuck in a rut. I'm giving books away now. I'm giving toys away now. These are the things that I'm just now starting to get into, start giving away. Cleared out the X Club for the most part because the raccoon trashed everything. And whatever's left over for some of that stuff, I'm just going to bag it up and drop it off at the food bank when I drop off another batch full of books. The last time I went in there with 2 big bags full of books, they're gone. They weren't even gone within a week. So the books are going. Some of them. If I buy groceries, people, I can't meet the bills. If I pay the bills, I can't buy groceries. The only thing that's sustaining us in terms of groceries is the fact that I did food storage for that length of time. But you still need to buy eggs because the city of Surrey took my chickens away, right? You still have to buy milk because you can't, you know, Andre doesn't like powder milk, right? You know, I can cook with it sometimes, but outside of that, I still have to buy milk. You know, I still buy cheese when I can afford it, right? You still have to buy fresh fruit, right? You still have to buy cleaning products, right? That kind of stuff. I still have to buy cat food, even though I make cat food, I still have to buy it, right? Just, you know, garbage bags and rubber gloves, and before you know it, you know, you're $200-300 less on the hydro bill. You know, my hydro bill, $378. Gas bill, $150. Cable bill, right? In terms of the internet and the telephone, that's $100, right? It's stupid. It's so stupid. My youngest daughter says, oh, well, why don't we just move into a 2-bedroom? And I'm like, even if I moved into a 2-bedroom, people, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford the rent because they've got them at like $1,000. A 3-bedroom is like pushing at $1,150 apartment, right? I couldn't meet the rent, the little hydro bill and the phone bill and pay the bills because I got stuck with the bills, people. This is not what Uncle John wanted. If Uncle John would have been here for 2016, Tisha's teeth, wisdom teeth, haven't been pulled yet. They would have been out. John's teeth would have been done. But they got done when they took them, right? Because, you know, they had to prove that they cared about Uncle John, so they did his teeth for him. But they left us behind in the dust, even though John said, no, wait, we'll go all at the same time. My teeth are just getting worse. They're going to fall out pretty soon on this side. Seriously, people, they're going to start falling out. I'll be sitting here one day talking to you with freaking gaps in my mouth, okay? That's what happens. They just fall out. Bills would have been brought down, not just paid off his visa, right? But all the visas. Because, you know, like I said, they seem to think that he was just a speck of dust that didn't consume anything, right? Didn't require any maintenance, you know. Nobody looked after Uncle John in all those years. Uncle John looked after himself, blind man that couldn't fucking walk right? He did that all by himself, right, people? So anyway, I'm left here holding the bag. And with this rain, that's what's provoking me to do this video right now, because I just feel like crying. Like, I don't get my landlords. Like, I don't fucking get it. I don't understand why they fly to India. My landlord just got back from India. He was in India for a couple of months. They were in India last year. Year before that. They go to India all the time. You know, they built themselves a beautiful home a year and a half ago or whatever it was. Apparently they sold another home. They wanted to sell this one because people over there are selling for 1.4, 1.5, you know. Well, some Chinese woman running around saying, well, don't worry, you'll get it, you get it. But then you go into the Legislative House of Assemblies and you listen to them in the debate or through their question period, and you can hear the scandal and the scams that are going on in BC in terms of, you know, Facebook $250 million crowdfunding so that they can go off and buy all these fucking properties at $1.5 million when the property itself is it's not even worth $450,000, $500,000. The guy across the street there owns other houses. He offered to pay $550,000 for this one, and even then, that's too much because there's repairs that need to be done, right? And he's not stupid. He's been a homeowner for a long time, in terms of other homes that he owns, right? But he knows he's priced out with the market now because you've got all this illegal money being flushed through the system, right? You get people 50,000 here, 50,000 here, 50,000 here, 50,000 here. Everybody throws in $50,000 so they don't have to pay the taxes, people. That's what happens. Because I listen to the Legislative House of Assemblies. That's how they get away with it. That's how they get away with not paying taxes and having more money. So 7 people come together, throw in $50,000 each. That wipes out the tax, and then that puts what, $300,000 down on a $350,000 down on the house, right? And then they kick out the renters. That's what they do. They kick out the renters. They do a little. They paint. You know. They do a couple of minor repairs. So they can say that they did something, right? So they can say that they did something, right? And then they jack up the rent by anywhere from, well, 3 isn't practical because the way the prices are with the homes and everything else, just with selling this house, the mortgage with a minimum payment is like $2,200 a month, or $2,400 a month, just for the mortgage, people, which is $500 to $600 more than what I'm paying in rent. But my landlords have probably owned this house for the last 30 years. Because when they bought it, they got a good deal, right? It was reasonable. It was affordable. 30 years ago, the place probably cost $60,000, $70,000. I ran into somebody that I knew a while ago, and she was telling me that she lived in this house when she had her first child. I said, oh, really? Who were the landlords? She couldn't remember. So anyway, I want to cry. I want to cry because, again, I'm living in third world conditions, paying most of my money. The majority of my money, household money, goes to rent. $1,700 a month now, not $1,650, not $1,550, but $1,700 a month. The rest of it goes basically on hydro and gas and Visa and whatever else I can squeak in terms of cable or internet and telephone or Royal. And if there's anything left over, I'm lucky to go get a bag of cat food for a month, which isn't even enough freaking cat food for 1 month. No, I can't finish the shed. I can't finish the greenhouse as hard as I'm trying. Now I'm scrounging around for a $10 can of paint, going to the management at Home Depot asking them if they could cut me a deal. They did. So I can protect the wood so that when it does get done, it's done. As I'm giving my stuff away, people, as I'm giving my stuff away, getting ready to move out. Basically, whether it's 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I don't live my life for me. I live my life for other people to prosper. Right? I give my books away to make it easy to kick me out later on, because the houses are selling at $1.8 million. Right? $1.4 million for a dinky house all trashed up over there, another house over there. Like, these are old homes that, you know, you're just gonna run them to the ground and then build in their freaking condos and their monster homes. Another one over there, you know, $800,000 rancher. A 2-bedroom rancher. Like that fire. That one with the shooting and the fire and all that. $800,000, you're not buying the house, you're buying the property. Well, I'm sitting here getting washed out. Again. I tried to unplug that thing, but I can't do it. I can't fix the gutter. I can't fix the bathroom sink. I can't fix the toilet that's running downstairs. I can't do these things.
I just made it for you.
So anyway, all I can do is try and make sure I have food in the house.
Thank you.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Here's... Did you like it?
Oh yes, I also wanted to say, for the genuine viewers, right? The people that have troubles out there like me. Because some people just don't have troubles. You know, I don't know. There's this little internet website called Get Off My Internet by some woman that created it by the name of Alice Wright. And personally, I think this is this Cove monster, Natalie T, and just some of these people that have been kind of stalking my YouTube channel, because she opened up this website in 2009, and it's basically a bashing website. It attacks people that have video blogs, celebrities, and that type of thing, right? And they're relentless, and they're vigilante about it, and they have a history. They have a history, people, of stalking and trying to locate where people live and get them evicted, or, you know, whatever it is, you know, calling CPS, go on the internet, Google GOMI. Don't go, sure, go read on the site what they supposedly think that they are doing, but go in and read how other people have responded to their cyber abuse. You know, one woman went on antidepressants, right? Because she was so distraught about being constantly cyber stalked and threatened, right? So I think that's part of the problem with this trolling with my YouTube channel. I don't think it all has to do with the Duncan clan. I think maybe Duncan Clan is connected to that website because they kind of got the same kind of mentality, but I don't think it's just the Duncan Clan. I think it's this person, Alice Wright, that wants to attach herself to an international trademark name so that when you Google New Nations Unity YouTube, she's right up there with everything else that's connected to the foundation that I work on, which is free advertising for her at the expense of slandering me, the nonprofit that I work on, my children, my grandson, so that, you know, she can gain more notoriety herself as she accuses me that that's what I want because I'm doing the videos. No, people, I do the videos because my son opened up the channel for me and said, Mom, this is what you need to do. This is a good way to promote the nonprofit. We did park events. We did courtyard restoration. I did little gigs outside of businesses, right? I've gone to Chuck Bailey's Park, done some things there. And then when I moved in here, I kind of got stuck with this yard. We know that, right? And so I took that opportunity, which was more like a chain and a ball on my ankle, and I just kept up with the format, with the information as to the history of the nonprofit in the event that it actually does what it was designed to do, right? And you heard it from me. And you've seen the struggles that my family has had to go through in terms of having my oldest daughter lost in the fray of societal abuse when it comes to leaving the homeless out in the streets and they're victims to their environments and just the whole 9 yards, right? You know, losing my grandson and how my kids reacted to that and how I reacted to that, how John and Joan, when Joan was here, reacted to how it had affected the family as a whole, right? As we continue to think about the nonprofit, try to promote it in the best of our abilities, keep it alive, that kind of stuff, history of the nonprofit, right? Well, these people at GOMI, Get Off My Internet, they exploit that. They exploit that, and when you read up on them and you do your research on them, they enjoy it. That's what they think, it's okay, right? They think they're justified in doing what they're doing. So, you know, calling my landlord came from them, more than likely. It's either that or the Duncan Clan, or both, okay? Calling social services, trying to get, threatening me online. Well, you need to lose your grandson, blah, 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 blah. Go do your research on this internet website. You'll see other people have experienced the same thing. I'm not the only one. Seriously, this website needs to be investigated. It really does. And there should be charges laid against somebody. More than one. More than one. Because apparently there's 50,000 users on that website. So it's like a hate website, really. It's hate speech. It's hate speech. And they can mask it over by, oh, well, you know, we went on to this blogger and YouTube blogger, and, you know, at first she seemed okay, and, you know, and then I decided I didn't like her, and or, you know, or at first I didn't like her, and now I like her, and that smooths, that somehow smooths over the other things that they do when they go out and they sabotage people in the community, global community, right? Because like I said, they go after celebrities, they go after other video bloggers, and they'd say, well, just because we're doing this, somehow we're looking for attention. You know, people, I am looking for attention for the nonprofit. I am trying to keep it alive. I don't care what Duncan Clan has to say about it. John believed in what we created. He encouraged me to sit in front of the computer and type it out. He encouraged me to go and talk to my local MLAs, members of legislative assemblies. He encouraged me to go talk to members of parliament in terms of the federal parliament. He encouraged me to go talk to city councilors I did that for years, people, for years. He encouraged me to sit there and work and type out this proposal and type out that proposal and submit it to city council. And, you know, he encouraged me to do these things, people. Because he worked in the legislative House of Assemblies as a janitor. He vacuumed the floor between the two House seats, Liberals and NDP. He vacuumed in the middle. He knows all their dirty secrets because he used to clean up after them after the debate was over and everybody went off and partied. He did that for 25 years. So through his experience, gave me the courage to work on the nonprofit, and because I chose a universal school meal program, and like I said before, I was naive to not realize that it was all union, you know, it was all political, and it was just one big freaking hurdle after another hurdle after another hurdle, to the point where I'm stuck in a rut now, like big time. I am so stuck in a rut. I have never been so impoverished in all my life, okay? Except for when I was really young. And people exploited me then, and they're still exploiting me. That doesn't say much about our society. Well, we've got this Alice Wright and her Soul Patrol, right? Cruising the internet, going from YouTube channel to YouTube channel, harassing innocent people, innocent children, innocent youth, as they get off on it and they try and justify it by saying, well, we like it because we're just mad and mean people. We like being mean people. We like being mad. We have a right to be a vigilante and tell you how you should live your life and what you're doing wrong. And we're going to make sure that everybody around in your neighborhood knows all about it. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Because for some of these people, I don't know what their circumstances are in terms of protecting themselves from that kind of cyber abuse. But let's just put it this way. I'm aware of it now. Like, I'm aware of where a lot of this trolling is coming from. But for the genuine viewers, right? For whatever reason, because you're bored and you just want to see how other people cope with life, with the water filling up, ready to flood the basement and dripping off the gutter for the last 7 years. Right? How I cope with trying to bring food into the house so that there's an ample enough food to feed a house full of people. Right? In the event of emergency or in crises or whatever. Or even if you're just interested to see where the nonprofit ends up long term, because one way or another we're going to come to an end. We're going to find out whether it's a yay or a nay. Sooner or later we're going to get to an end point, and we're going to go either there or we're going to go there. Right? We just haven't gotten to that end point yet. I'm sorry for those viewers that are waiting for that end point to see where the nonprofit actually goes. I'm sorry I'm not more positive. I wish I could be. You know, my kids tell me, and their friends, we want the old Mama Lynn back. We want to have fun again. You know, we want to do the community events, and you know, we want to be involved, right? They want me out there doing this stuff with them. They had a lot of fun. They met a lot of people, and it felt good, you know. But I don't know. Since I've been living in this house, it's been really, really hard. And I'm still stuck in the same rut, like seriously. And I'm trying really hard to be positive. I was trying to do this little food video to be positive. And so anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry I'm not as positive as I should be in terms of, you know, putting up the persona out there, right? But in the real world, people, and that's the point of these videos, in the real world, it's not easy. It hasn't been easy for a long time. For various reasons, right? And shady politics is one of them, right? Money grabs on corporate levels is another one, right? That just, you know, pushes all the poor people off the edge, right? Medical kidnappings and that type of thing, where people just up and disappear, right? For the money that they generate, whether it's children, whether it's my daughter out in the streets, that generates money out there too, people, right? That's underground money, right? Or whether it's in Uncle John's case, right? There's ramifications behind that. But it doesn't warrant these people sitting up on their computer being Rambos and justifying their meanness because they can get away with it. They're not being held accountable to it. Okay? So yeah, do your research. Look up this Get Off My Internet website, right? I think this website needs to be shut down. I really do. I think if that's the sole purpose is to go around harassing people and getting them evicted from their homes, getting them to lose their job, getting them to lose their children, you know, and if you read and you use your critical thinking skills, you know, they're very quick to point out, oh, well, he stutters, and you're critiquing him, and you're making him grow up to have, you know, psychological issues, and, you know, you're just a bad nana. Well, anybody can say anything, right? But does it necessarily make it true? No. But because this is the kind of format that these people perpetrate day after day after day after day on multiple users of, you know, in terms of individuals, multiple individuals, and they can get away with it. You know, even celebrities, I'm surprised celebrities haven't gone after them. If they're harassing celebrities have money, right? They have money, you know, defamation of character, slander, you know. So that's what's happening with me, on top of, you know, my garage flooding again, and my fire pit filling up with water, and, you know, this leaking. I plugged in my deep freeze, but I got water all over my porch now, so of course my heart's going like this, and I'm afraid that, you know, it might start snap, crackling, and pop, because, you know, electricity got there with the water, and next thing you know, might be the last time you see me, people. Might be the last time you see me. And then, who you gonna bitch at? Huh? Okay, people. Like, I am so stuck in a rut. Like, seriously, I tried to unclog that drain, but I can't do it. Right? It's clogged. It needs a professional to come in and snake it. It's been 6 fucking years, right? And like, seriously, people, I'm stuck. I am so stuck. Like, you don't understand. Seriously, what happened when Uncle John was medically kidnapped? Okay, I got stranded here, people. Basically, I got stranded here. I don't have money to move out. I can't even afford another place, okay? Because my landlords let me pay my rent here in payments. I don't pay them full rent like I used to prior to, right? This is what I try to explain to my kids. I'm too far into debt. Looking after Uncle John for 23 years, and I'm the one that took on the debt load for the majority of those years. And then to be hoodwinked. And like, I'm stuck, people. I'm so fucking stuck. Okay, people, it is May 26, 2016. As you can see, that's a big pile of discounted spinach. And there's some more, okay? That was $3.75 for all of that, which is a fair amount because it was 2 pieces per pack for $1.25. So what I'm doing is I'm steaming them, I'm going to drain them, and then I'm going to pack them, and I'm going to freeze them so that when I want to make a cream cheese dip to get Andre to eat spinach, because he won't eat it by itself, he wouldn't get enough in his soup, and I don't make soup all the time, although I'm trying to make more soup. But you mix it in with some cream cheese, and you either use it as a dip, or you can use it with bread, right? So, and the little bits and pieces that are left over from the bottom of these things, I bought some cat food. My cats aren't really liking this cat food, so I still have to make cat food. and I have that mother raccoon with her babies coming out. So I'm going to use the ends of this, instead of putting it into the compost pile, I'm going to cook it up with some other stuff. You'll see. Hold on. Okay, so this is for the women that hold down the fort in terms of the kitchen and, you know, having to budget food in. And same thing with the men, because, you know, some women work and some men stay home and look after the children. It depends on the relationship and who does what, right? Everybody finds their own way. So in the meantime, this garlic is getting kind of old, right? So I don't want it to go to waste, people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack them open, take off the skins, put the skins in the bowl there, and then I'm going to put the bits and pieces of garlic into this, and then I'm going to take a cookie sheet like this. I'm going to line it with some wax paper. I'm going to sprinkle that garlic all across, and I'm going to freeze it, and then when it's frozen, I'm going to break it up and throw it into a bag and keep it in the freezer, and then use it that way, right? So it doesn't go to waste. And then with these casings and whatnot, throw them all in there. I got a few more somewhere else. And then I'm going to take a tablespoon of ginger side, right, which is just ground ginger skin that I had dehydrated last year. I'm going to mix it all up, and then I'm going to take it out to my garden, and I'm going to put it where, you know, these things are eating my plants, right? And maybe that might be a deterrent, because they don't like ginger. Aphids don't like ginger. Other bugs don't like ginger. So maybe slugs don't like ginger. I don't know. And with the oil from the garlic, I don't know what it would do, but we'll find out. So this is all discounted food here, people, right? These here I got for $2.50 each, or $2 each. I can't remember, but they were, you know, you go anywhere else, they're over $5. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to cut them, because, you know, again, you know, sometimes you have to process this stuff pretty fast so it doesn't go to waste. Like if I would have left this in my fridge for another couple of more days, that would have been it. It would have been toast. But right now, as you can see, it's perfectly fine. Cut them, slice them, and then I'm going to take a cookie sheet, and I'm just going to freeze them so they don't go to waste, and I'm going to try and incorporate them into more smoothie drinks and that type of thing for Andre, right? Because I could do a pineapple with a little bit of broccoli in there, and he wouldn't know it, although he will eat broccoli. But maybe we could say like a red pepper or something that he wouldn't eat, right? Or a beet or something. Hold on. Okay, so this is where we're at. So I've done all that. Take off the little bits and pieces that you normally wouldn't eat, right? Rinse it, air dry it, and then I'm just going to take that and put that on a cookie sheet and freeze as is and throw in a bag after they're broken up, and use them as I need them, right? These things here, right here, I'm going to put in the blender, and I'm going to give it a quick whirl just to break it up, because you're going to put this in your garden, right? So it, you know, it's kind of bulky. So I figure if we put it in a blender, blend it up, right? See what we get. And then what's happening here, here's that ginger side, people, for plants. Okay, I got a pot of water here. Actually, I should start it now. Okay, and then what you do is you take, there's about 3 1-liter water bottles, right? About 3. Maybe I'll add a bit more water in there because I got a lot of plants outside. And I would go 1 to 2 tablespoons per liter, right? So we'll go, if there's 3 of them in there, you know, we could do 5, maybe 5, 4 or 5, right? It doesn't have to be 2. I mean, there's no fixed science to it, because what's going to end up happening is this will be the spray after you boil it. Let it seep for a while, and then strain it, because it won't, you know, it won't go through the spray bottle, these particles, right? And then after you take the particles out and they're in the strainer, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix them up with this mulch that I'm making, and then that is what I'm going to put around the ground to try and prevent slugs from coming along and eating my plants. So this is just a little science experiment here, right? In the meantime, here's that spinach. I'm just letting it cool now. You don't have to blanch it, right? Just got to drain it really, really good. So as you can see, it's still kind of steaming in here, right? So I'm just going to turn it around, keep cooling it down. And if I had to put a dollar value on that, people, right, there's probably about 4, at least 4, if not 5 packs of boiled spinach, as if you were to go to the grocery store and buy it. And they probably sell at $2-3 a pack, right? Like $2.99 or something like that. I can't see them being under $2-3, to be honest with you. So if I only paid $3.75 for 4 or 5 packs, then I think I did pretty good. Hold on. Okay, so now we got the ginger side boiling. You just kind of want to get it boiling and then bring it down to a simmer and simmer it, people, because it's ginger skin, right? So you want to, you know, have the properties seep out of the fiber, right? So just simmer it, cook it. It actually smells pretty good. There, I did that. Took a little longer in the blender. Food processor probably would have happened a little faster. But as you can see, right, it's a little more fine mulch, which is pretty good. And then after you, move slow. After you strain this, I'm going to take that ginger and I'm just going to mix it in with that. And then this is the stuff that I'm going to put out on my ground in my garden. And when I do that, I'll take you out there and I'm going to show you how we're going to try and get the slugs to move away from the plants, go under the wood, and then when you have time, you go under the wood and you look for them and you find them and you pick them out and you put them into salt and get rid of them that way, right? Or I throw them across the street onto the road and then the cars run over them. But besides that point, this pineapple here, now I'm going to get into the pineapple. Like I said, I'm going to slice some, I'm going to freeze them whole, but I think I'm going to grind some up, people, and then I'm going to freeze them in a little container for future juice making, or maybe for Jello or something, you know, because these are the things I need to get back into. I used to do that stuff a little more often when I had more kids at home and they were younger, and I didn't have so many responsibilities. But besides that point, I'm sure Andre would really like to have some crushed pineapple. Okay, so this is really good pineapple. It's perfectly ripe. I wish I would have bought, there was a few more that were discounted. I should have bought them all, but I wasn't, like, I'm busy, right? There's only so much I can do in a day. But next time, I'm going to, because a can of pineapple, you'll be lucky to get that much in a can. All right. You have to remember those are a little bigger than a normal size can. Can is about the circumference of, oh geez, wasting time here, hey people. That's about the size of a can, right? So you can see that's a little bigger. So anyway, I'd say there's probably about 4 or 5 cans in there for $2.50, which is a whole lot cheaper than buying them canned, right? And I know for a fact that you can freeze peaches, because I used to make peach pie when I was a kid and just freeze them after the pie was made. You make the dough, put the peaches in there, a little bit of lemon, sugar, whatever, and then you put the crust on top and you freeze it like that, and then you take it out, you throw it in the oven and you bake it raw. Right? The dough is raw, the peaches are raw, everything are raw. But you make peach pie. So again, these were discounted, $2 a bag, so that there cost me $4. Andre already ate one, I ate one. So for $4, that's not bad for peaches. These are perfectly good. They're nicely ripe as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half of these anyway, and I'm going to freeze half of these in a container or something right along with this stuff, right? Now, I'm not really a pineapple eater, but I guess I'm going to start now. So when I do buy pineapple, I don't like the wastage of it. So I'm going to take the time to sit here and pick out the eyes, which I've already done on this one, as you can see, right? So you don't get as much wastage. And because I have a nursing mother raccoon around here, I bet you she'd probably like to have that, right? So I'm going to end up giving her that. And who knows, maybe the babies will even come out and eat it. We'll see. Hold on. Okay, so we got about 5 cups or so of that boiled spinach, right? So that's still pretty good for $3.75, okay? This, I still have to get some containers, so I will find some containers. I'm only freezing that many peaches, people, just because I don't want them to spoil, right? I have those 2 over there and a couple more in the sink. I'll probably use them for juice or something, right? This I'm going to use with cream cheese. Here's that pineapple. right? So as it's freezing, you know, just moving around. And then when it's frozen, you can either take some parchment paper and put them in between each one as if it was like frozen hamburger, or just put them in a bag. I don't know which will work better, but that's what I'm going to probably do, is just put them between a little bit of parchment paper and then just put them in a Ziploc bag and take them out as I need them, right? This, well, we'll see what we'll use with that, but for the price of $5, that's a lot of pineapple, right? Hold on. So I got about 3 bags like that size, right? You can see that. And then I'm just putting them in another Ziploc bag, and I'm freezing them just like that. The garlic I have in a different freezer. I didn't put the garlic in with the pineapple because they're both open to the air. So, anyway. Okay, so there's that ginger. Right. Just strain it through a fine sieve. Okay. There's the ginger side right there, people. And then this, I'm just going to break it up. Right. And then just mix it up like that. And this is what I'm going to put on the ground around plants that are being eaten by slugs. Okay, so we're going to see what happens to the ground and the plants that are growing right there with all this stuff right there. Do you see that? Because slugs don't like garlic, okay? And they don't really like onions, and I doubt that they like ginger, but they like wasabi. Don't ask me how that one works. Okay, people, it's May 29, 2016. This is what I bought the other day when I did the other stuff. I don't even remember. I've been up since 3:30 this morning, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning now, so I'm a little slightly tired, people. Anyway, these things need to be done. I tried to look online to see what kind of cucumbers these are. I think I've determined what they are. I can't remember the name right now. But these are the smaller version of a cucumber that's not supposed to have a wax on it. Okay, because technically you're not supposed to make pickles with wax on the cucumber. But I'm going to be slicing these anyway. Whether I go this way or lengthwise, it remains to be seen. And I can take off a little bit of the peel. I'll give these a bit of a scrub. Anyway, that and maybe about 3 or 4 more other pickles were already eaten. I got all that for $6, people. It was $1.50 a bag, you can see, right? And I got 4 bags, so for $6, and they're really good. They're nice and firm, and they're very actually tasty. So hold on. So anyway, I've got some jars here, right? Yeah, it's getting back into that season. My plum tree is like infested with plums. Like, I'm going to take you out there and I'm going to show you. It's just incredible. But in the meantime, I've got this box here from before. I don't know when I bought it. A while ago anyway. What does it say here? October 20th, 2011. Well, anyway, I'm going to use it now. I'm sure it's fine. This is it. I just opened it, taste it. And so I'm going to use that. It says 5 to 6 pounds, so I'm going to measure out some pounds there. And I'm going to just see what I get. You know, food is expensive. I can't afford to buy food anymore, people, really. I went to the food bank yesterday, got some soy sauce. This is kind of interesting. This is some sort of a vinegar for Fiji's, I think it is, for Fiji cooking. Southeast Asia foods, right? Because there was a lady there that said, yeah, her mother uses this stuff, and you can even use the vinegar and stuff in salad dressings and whatnot. So hold on. Okay, so I think there's more than 6 pounds. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I think that what I have here is a European cucumber, right? Growing vines. These cucumbers are never waxed because with it so thin a skin, these cukes are normally not peeled. So I think this is what I've got, only the smaller version that somehow mutated. I don't think it's this one because these ones don't. This is a Beijing cucumber, a Peking cucumber. I don't think it's these because these cucumbers that I have, hold on. Those ones are broken. They don't have a lot of little white dots on them. Yesterday, people in California were having a protest against Trump, and everybody all stressed out with the riot gear cops out there. And I'm getting stressed out over cucumbers, kind of trying to figure out if these things have wax on them or not. Right? Because I'm just going to peel them because I can't get Andre to eat certain things. And vinegar, and he'll eat pickles, right? No problem. So pickles are expensive, so this is the only way. Hold on, I'm doing a video. So what you got to do, though, you got to make sure your water is soft, right? So in the event that you have hard water, you want to boil for at least 15 minutes and then let it sit for a night. And if it's really hard water, what you're going to get on top of it is a scum, and you would actually take it off and then just ladle out your water and leave the impurities at the bottom. But as you can see, the water in Surrey is not that bad because I boiled this yesterday, and then you put a lid on it after it's boiled to let everything settle, but there's no scum on it, right? But even still, we're going to ladle out the water for our brine. And then we're going to boil our jars for what, 10-15 minutes. This is more than 6 pounds. Let's see how many cucumbers make 6 pounds, just out of curiosity. I have
pickling?
Well, yeah, because I can't afford to buy pickles, and everybody likes pickles. That's something everybody likes to have around the house. So, and Andre will eat them. And did you know you can use the brine for making salad dressings and stuff, right? Or you can put it in rice.
The rind of the skin?
No, of your pickle juice. You don't have to throw it out. You can actually put it in rice. Well, maybe. Look at that, people. We're at about 5 pounds right there. Do you see that? So, I'm going to use that old package from 2011. Here we go. A couple more cucumbers, and then leftover for salad or something. So there we go. And I'm just going to use this.
I'm getting ready for work. I'll see you after, Mom.
You going to work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Love you. Hold on. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you don't have to peel these. These ones don't have wax. The majority of cucumbers, from what I've read, don't have wax. There's only a couple, right? One in particular. But in the meantime, I did take off some of the skin. This is just more for the kids to get the vinegar into their system. It's not so much for the look of the pickle, or even for the pickle. Although, it's been pouring rain outside, so it's not like I want to go out there and pick some grape leaves to try and crisp them up. I don't know if they would crisp if you take off the rind, but besides that point, I'm tired, people. We're going to try this. This is something I bought, again, a long time ago. It's only a heaping teaspoon of it, well, heaping 1/8 of a teaspoon for a pint, right? So let's see what we get. Hold on. Okay, so we're at about $4.50 here, right? With the vinegar and that little packet of whatever, and maybe another $2, we'll just say. So we'll just round it off at $7. So I'm at about $7 in terms of food, right? And vinegar and whatnot. As you can see, I still have some left, and I still have those left. And I ate a whole bunch already. So we've got those. So I'm going to cook up those. Now, to my reading, when you're boiling your water, you really don't want to take it over 185 in terms of Fahrenheit temperature. And you only want to go for about 5-10 minutes, just enough to seal the jar, right? In order to help keep it crisp. But I put that stuff in there, so we'll see. Hold on. Okay, so now I'm going to put them in the pot. Right, turn the heat back on. The water is still hot, but just not boiling, right? So, no more than $7-8, including lids. I'd cap it off at 10 with tax. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 jars for $10.
Can I do it?
Okay, people, there's that garlic. You can see that it froze nicely. So we're going to put that in the bag. I already put the pineapple in the bag, so that's good to go. Okay, people, like, I am so stuck in a rut. Like, seriously, I tried to unclog that drain, but I can't do it. Right? It's clogged. It needs a professional to come in and snake it. It's been 6 fucking years, right?